episode 1. Thank you, Chili. Press the recording button because I completely forgot. See, we're having teething problems already. It's only the first episode. It's only the first episode, and we're already having teething problems. There's 5 of us, and as you see, there's only 3 of us today. Part of the reason why we are late, but that's how it goes. It's all live. You gotta love it, right? So, first of all, we are joined by the whole division First Lady, Miss Chili Bang Bang. Namaste. We're also joined by a man all the way from Australia, a different time zone.
It was a long swim to get there, Stick, but I got there.
Mr. Carl, welcome, Carl.
Evening all.
Evening all, and of course myself, DJ Sticky Fingers. All right. You're not supposed to say something there, but you didn't say anything. So screw you guys, all right? Screw you guys.
No, always the one and only Sticky.
Always one and only. Now, we should be joined by Miss Milan, Miss Millie Rock, but she can't be here this week. Also, we should be joined by Cher, but she's having technical problems, and this time it's not my fault, okay? So put that out there. It's not my fault, okay? I was here on time. All right? Just throwing it out there. Anyway, brand new show, brand new episode, of course. This is episode 1, season 1. And this week we are talking. We've got 2 topics this week, right? Like we did in previous podcasts. 2 topics. The first one we're talking about this week, which I've almost forgotten now, is Dizzee Rascal and his alleged assault on a woman. So it's about that, but also like about domestic violence as well. So that's our serious topic for this week. So it comes with a slight trigger warning there, yeah? We're also going to be doing, for our fun topic, is what advice would you give to your younger self? So if you roll back those years, let's put a time frame. Let's say 15 years. In fact, let's say when you were 16, just leaving secondary school, what advice would you give your younger self? That's what we want to know. That's what we want to know this week. So, first topic, again, as I said, Dizzee Rascal, what I said, it is a bit of a sensitive subject, so we're going to talk about domestic violence. Shiz, I'm going to come to you. What's your view on this situation regarding Dizzee Rascal?
So, so obviously, it's the topic that's trending this week. So my views on it were, it's just when it comes to domestic violence, it's a sore subject anyway, and it's quite sensitive and stuff. And there are a lot of people experiencing domestic violence. They're living it. It's their life. But it's like when it's a celebrity, it's almost like it's really highlighted, like it's really being pushed out there because it's Dizzee Rascal and an alleged assault on a woman. But what about women who are living it every day? Where's the attention? Why is the attention not being put on them? What about men that are living in it every day? There are also men, and I know, Sticky, we had a brief chat about it before, and we touched on the fact that there are men out there who are experiencing domestic violence, but it doesn't get talked about. Not as often as it gets talked about when it's on a woman, and those were my views on it. Well, where's the awareness? Where's the empathy then? Like the empathy, there's always a lack of empathy. It almost seems like the energy put out there is almost mirroring a lack of empathy on the people that, and I say people because it's, like I said, it's not just women, it's also men. Where is it? Where's the awareness? I think more awareness needs to be raised on that.
I mean, touching on from that, I mean, I know you mentioned in terms of, and it made a valid point as well, that it's only ever highlighted with celebrities, which I suppose when it comes to most things, it really is only going to be highlighted when it is a celebrity. But I think my question to you, I suppose, is not so much that it's highlighted because it's a celebrity, but why is it only one person is being highlighted? I'm pretty sure that Dizzee Rascal isn't the only person to have alleged to attack a woman or assaulted a woman of all the celebrity. Even if we're talking about men versus women, if you're going to put it down to that first of all and keep it simple, you can't be the only man to have ever, in the last week or so, have alleged to have assaulted a woman of all the celebrities that we know of. So why is it that he has been? Before you answer that, let me just quickly read some of his messages quickly. So I'm losing the plot here. A shout out to my brother Hoyt, is of our fellow Torian. Big up yourself, Hoyt. No Troops Bar podcast. Shout out to Miss Milan, Miss Millie Rock. Kim's Bottled Heaven says hi.
Hey, Kim.
Milan says, hold the vision.
Hey, Kim.
Nearly didn't have a vision. Sticky nearly forgot to record. Not nearly forgot to record. I did forget to press record. But in my defense, we were having some technical issues, which were not my fault this time, all right? So the record button went straight out the window.
Evening.
Yeah, it's been like that. Kim's Bottled Heaven says to have fun while you're young, talking about the topic we're going to talk about later in terms of what would you tell your younger self. Shout out to Cher. Cher's joined in via the in the IG live. She's supposed to be here live with us, but I won't say he was having the technical issues, but the person who's not here was having those technical issues. Milan says domestic violence is a taboo subject, but it needs to be made more aware because people don't want to come forward about it, man or woman, which is a very good point. So, Carl, if I come over to you again, Chids. So again, my question is actually on Milan's point as well. Is there some truth in that as well? People don't want to come forward if it's a man or a woman?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, it obviously being exposed to domestic violence or being a victim of domestic violence, you're vulnerable. You're very vulnerable. And when you put your story out there, or you actually, disclose that information to somebody, you're making yourself extra vulnerable. And I think I don't ever like to sort of split it up into gender when it comes to things like this, but we have to. I think with men, I think a lot of men are embarrassed to actually admit that they're suffering at the hands of domestic violence, especially if it's a woman at the hands of a woman. I think a lot less men are going to come forward. They're not going to come forward and say, I'm actually, my partner's beating me up, or this is happening to me. There are a lot of men out there who are getting, physically abused by their mothers. There's so many avenues to it, and it's a very taboo subject. But I just think because of the energy that's put out there around that subject, a lot of people are quite afraid to come forward and speak about it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough. That's a valid point, and we may touch upon that a bit later in terms of you said about men being afraid. I'm just thinking, as you're saying that, could it be a case of not so much the fact that they're scared to admit it, but also when the person who's been told information, how they're gonna reciprocate it, not reciprocate it, wrong word, how they're gonna react to it in terms of are they gonna be as proactive and seeking help or what have you. So we'll maybe touch upon that in a moment. Before we do that, so I get over to Mr. Carl Ball, all the way from Australia, different time zone. It's like what, 8 o'clock in the morning for you, yeah, or something like that.
Well, we're coming up to, yeah.
I was close.
Nearly time for work.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just feel like on this whole matter, whether it be mental or physical violence, is a no. It's just totally out of the fucking window. And if you feel yourself gearing towards becoming that person where you are impacting that sort of thing on somebody else, then it's time to get out. Full stop. Don't give yourself that opportunity to allow that to explode into something else before it gets to that point. I just feel like as a society on the whole right now, we're a pretty angry society. Whether it be from childhood or whether it be from lockdown and being stuck around someone for too long. We're going through lockdown right now, and I know I'm flipping pretty easy, and I've got to have a word to myself and go, stop your shit right now, don't even bother. But I mean, look, I feel like people need to kind of be able to tap into and not be afraid to tap into their own emotions or ask for help. And as a generation from where we are, people don't like to ask for that help. It's got that stigma, which I feel it needs a lot of work on. To ask for help means like you are failed, and it actually means quite the opposite. And I just feel like, I mean, it doesn't matter how much one person can piss you off or push you towards. If you cannot work yourself out of that situation and rectify the situation, then you shouldn't be in that situation.
Yeah, I think I agree with that as well. And I think you touched on a good point there in terms of that domestic violence doesn't have to always be physical, isn't it? It could be emotional as well. You know what I mean? Before we touch on some of those points, I'm going to read some of the messages quickly. Kay Faye says, yeah, it would be seen as emasculating for men to admit that. I think that's a very good point. Milan says, I also think physical abuse comes with mental abuse as well, because you feel like no one will want you if you leave the situation and you feel stuck. Hoyt, and again, don't forget to check out No Truths Bars podcast, says, I think in our society, we don't take domestic violence against men seriously. Also, things like marriage, kids, and expectations from family can help read that again. Also, things like marriage, kids, and expectations, it's going off my screen, from family can keep women in abusive relationships. Very good point, especially depends on different religions as well, where it's frowned upon, or it's labelled if you get divorced and things like that. Substance, the underrated one, says domestic violence can come from family too, not just sexual relationships. Also says easier said than done, depends on how hard the bondage is. Miss Peely 85 says there are so many levels to abuse. A lot of people going through domestic abuse question if they even experiencing it and don't have anyone to talk to. That's a good point there as well. People saying, not sure if they're going through it or they kind of challenge themselves and question themselves. Maybe I don't know if it's like denial almost, possibly, or you sometimes make excuses for the other person for doing so. But yeah, so I think
that's also about strength as well. It's that time, that place of that person not having that strength and maybe the resources to get out of that situation. And I just want to highlight that there are charities out there who you can talk to without getting yourselves in the rut of being, oh shit, I'm captured. Like, there are lots of people out there that people can talk to, and it's not a bad thing to go and do that. It actually helps you to strengthen yourself.
Yes, I very much agree. And also as well, something I just wanted to touch on there. When you were saying it all depends on like the situation and what's going on, you could also be, at the hands of a narcissist. It also depends on the personality type of the person that you're with, whether it's a family or friend or a partner or whatever. They could be a total utter narcissist, and they could sort of lead you into a sense of belief that you don't even know who you are anymore. So what you would, when you're of sound mind, what you would perceive as being wrong, and sometimes when we get into situations where we might have a conversation with our friends, and our friends might tell us a scenario that they're in, and we'll say, why are you staying there? Why the fuck are you in that situation? Just move yourself. But until you're in that situation yourself, you're not really going to know what to do, because when you're in that situation, you could totally do the opposite. How many people stay with their abusers? How many people stay around, abusive parents because all they want is to be loved and to be wanted and to be accepted? So it does depend on the circumstances. This is why domestic abuse is such a broad subject. There's so many levels to it.
I mean, touching back on about you staying with your lover in a domestic abuse situation, a lot of the time you're dragged down to the point where you are felt like no one else will want you, which is not the case. I just want to highlight that out for people. Like, there is somebody out there for everyone, and whether you've got to be on yourself for the moment to build up your strength and actually realize your worth, then that's worth every part of it. And easier said than done. Fuck that person off. But there are things around that people can help. You have to be in your sense of, if you're at that point and you're realizing something is not working, you are made to feel less than you are, then that's not where you should be.
Yeah.
Definitely. And with some of his messages, and obviously going back to Carl's point of saying fuck that person off, I can't really argue with that one, can we? So K-Face says, trauma bonding is unreal though. A lot of victims, I hate the word victims, actually we're not going to say victims, we're going to say survivors, because I was corrected recently. They refer to as survivors, not victims. Actually develop Stockholm syndrome for their abusers, which complicates things even further. I like that point. Peely says, so true, Chids. K-Face also says, the problem is the abuse isn't usually full on immediately. It's small things that build up over time, and you don't realize how bad things have become. Cher says, so true. Peely says, very, very true, Carl. Maybe talking about when he said, fuck those people off, possibly. Milan's agreeing with K-Face. Hoyt says, how do you guys feel about verbal abuse? Should verbal and emotional abuse in a relationship be treated with the same seriousness as physical
100%.
abuse? Good question.
Oh, 100%.
100%. It's abuse is abuse, whether it's mental, physical, words, whatever, however it's packaged, it's still abuse. Abuse shouldn't be tolerated. If you can't work in unity, then it's not for you.
100%. I totally agree.
I'm going to take the conversation slightly left here, but I'm going to cause myself some trouble now, right? So when we think about abuse, I think it's fair to say, in my humble opinion, that we often assume or take the notion that abuse is always the man abusing the woman, right? Let's call a spade, isn't it? When we think of abuse, it's often the mindset is that we think a man's hitting a woman. And as we sprightly said, that those are forms of abuse. But something I was talking about off before we came live is, could that partly be in our subconscious? Because as growing up, we're always taught as men and women that a man should never hit a woman, right? So when it happens, it's because, you know, from when we're kids growing up, it's always kind of drilled into you that a man should never hit a woman. You're less than a man if you do. However, we don't have the same emphasis on women hitting men. That same notion, or the amount that we hear about it, or the adverts and what have you, it's not instilled as much in women as it is in men. Could that be part of the reason why we're in the situation that we're in? Or,
absolutely.
And also why maybe men will feel uncomfortable going to seek help if they're being abused, because again, it's maybe seen lesser than. But again, could that be part of the problem that we don't teach our women as well? I'm not excusing men, by the way, just to make that clear, but that we don't teach our women enough as we do our men or our boys, that they shouldn't go around hitting men.
Sticky, chitty, I've been in situations where females, and I've been in groups, and they've gone, and I did this and that, and they're empowering the other person for doing that. That's not how it fucking goes. I mean, if you're violent and it's a knee-jerk reaction to have a slap back, it's not embraced by any means of me, but it's going to happen. I know damn well if somebody hit me, my retaliation would be to strike back. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. Doesn't mean I want to cause that shit, whatever. But if you are, I know a lot of women who are very much in the face and given all this shit, and it's intimidating, and it pushes you to an edge. And I'm also saying about the fucking gays, where they all think they're all fucking She-Ra and all this shit. It goes for everyone. If you're big enough to be in someone's fucking face, expect a knee-jerk reaction, because it's gonna fucking happen.
I just want to say, yeah, I'm not laughing at the topic. I am laughing because Carl said about the gays going on like they're She-Ra. Can we just please highlight like this little moment? But it's very, very true. And you know what? I was raised by women who always told me, yeah, if you're big enough to give it, then you're big enough to take it. You've got no business as a woman putting your hands on anyone, yeah? But then you definitely got no business putting your hands on a man. That's what I was always sort of told growing up. Do you get me? And like, you know, over the years, I've heard about like any like domestic violence and any domestic abuse that's gone on in the family, like from years back now, not recent, but years back and whatever and stuff. And I remember saying to my grandmother one time, do you know what I would have done? I would have boxed him, and she said, no, that's not how we do things. It's not how, and I couldn't work out in my mind. It was almost like, for me, I felt like she was saying that it was okay for men to hit women. But until she actually sat down and broke it down to me, she said it's not okay for anybody to hit anybody or anybody to abuse anybody mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's not good. But for you to go out there and premeditatedly put your hands on a man, I know women who do that. I know women who first response was, I'm going to box him cleaning his face. No, that's not the way forward. Because then if the man in turn turns around and boxes you cleaning your face, you're going to be the first one to scream, he hit me, our domestic violence.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So there are a lot of people out there, you know, gaslighting people, goading people. There's a lot going on out there. Trust me, it's crazy.
People just need to stop.
Yeah, it does. It does need to stop.
Communication. Where's the communication? You know, communication doesn't need to slap. Communication doesn't need to like drag you down with the words and put you in a box and make you in the corner so no one, so you feel like a rejection from life. No,
Yeah.
communication is about to empower and move you forward and be a part of the society or the relationship or however it is. It's the way people work things to condemn somebody. It's just primitive fucking shit that just needs to really stop. People and society need to grow.
It's so true. It's very true. They really need to
Let me read some of his messages. In fact, before I start reading the messages, I should actually say, right, there's someone that's in the messages who celebrated their birthday a couple of weeks ago. I think it was
Happy
on the 22nd
birthday.
of July. I won't say who they are, but we'll just wish them a happy birthday. If they want to make themselves known, then that's up to them, but we're going to wish them a happy birthday nonetheless, right? Cher says, good point, Hoyt. K-Face says, people just shouldn't hit other people. A woman shouldn't have a free pass to hit a man just because he shouldn't hit her back. Well, maybe he should hit her back, to be fair. Maybe if he hit her back, she wouldn't hit him in the first place. She wouldn't do it again. Cher says there's narcissists, I can't say the word, out there in both sexes. There we go, thank you. Both should be treated with the same seriousness. Peely85 says, some people really just don't know how to act. Women tend to get in men's face knowing that a man isn't supposed to hit a woman. I have to say, if you're going to do that or even hit a man to provoke, okay, then you have to accept the consequences. That's a very good point there, actually, because I've seen many times when women will be up in a man's face, boy, and I'm thinking to myself, if he hits you,
it's all over.
Yeah. Hoyt says, I feel that if you're compelled to put hands on your significant other, it's time to break up with that person. Saying that though, right, I was listening to, for those of you who watched The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God was talking about the time when Beyonce and Jay-Z had a fight in the elevators. You know, that clip went viral. And he said something on the lines of...
set Solange on.
Yeah. He said something on the lines of, if you're ever in a relationship, he was talking about men, specifically to men, right? And he's saying to men, if you're ever in a long-term relationship with a woman, there's most likely a big possibility that you've been hit by a woman at least once. And I was like, you know what? You're making such a valid point here. But he wasn't saying it in a way to condemn women or condone it. He was just saying it's just something that can happen in relationships. I'm just kind of just getting your thoughts on that. That was just kind of just saying that for some unknown reason. I don't know why, but I was just sharing that with you all. So yeah. So I think it's fair to say. Sorry, go on.
No, I just think it's also important to have these discussions now, because I feel like mainstream media won't cover these sort of things.
Right.
They'll just cover over violence is bad, but they won't actually go into the deeper context, which we've kind of been talking about now, and highlighting what other elements can contribute towards.
Very true.
I mean, it's always going to be there, right? It's one of those things. You're never going to eradicate domestic violence, and regardless of how much awareness you have and stuff. But I think it might have been K-Face that was talking about, about men feeling embarrassed, and I think maybe if that stigma wasn't there or wasn't there as much, I think things would change. Again, you can't stop domestic violence, but you can probably help how people are looked after and the necessary care that they can receive, innit? I think maybe if our mindsets change, maybe that there will be more men coming forward, whether it's another man, two men or a woman hitting a man, those sort of things. I think Carl saying as well might make you seem less than. But I mean, if we can encourage more men to do so and more women to do so, actually both genders to come forward more, then maybe they can live a more fruitful life, I suppose.
Grow up, we're not cavemen.
Well, with that being said, I think it's fair to say. Oh, sorry, go on. Apologies.
Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say, I want you to finish what you're saying, but I was going to say, obviously, because Milan's not here, Milan's super busy right now. We miss her. We miss her Ask Millie section. But I've got an Ask Auntie Carl. I've got a scenario. Ask Auntie Carl. So, Sticky, finish what you were saying, and then I'm going to give Carl the scenario.
Well, I think we should go with that. But when we say Auntie Carl, it doesn't mean auntie is in A-N-T-I, okay? Is in, a relative, auntie.
Oh, no.
You must say uncle or auntie. So, yeah, when she says auntie, she's not meaning like we're not against Carl, okay? It just means...
No.
It's just her accent,
the story
right?
behind
it's
it,
Auntie
my goddaughter,
okay?
my goddaughter from a young age always called me Auntie Carl. That's what it's about.
Yes. So Carl is godfather to my daughter. And stuff. Nobody told her to. But we actually need to do that as a topic, actually, because there was a lot of beef with that, wasn't there, Carl?
Oh, there was.
A lot of people who had a problem with my daughter calling him Auntie Carl. No one told her to call him that. That's what she called him. And that's what she still calls him to this day. And she's going to be 13 in September. So, we're just going to go with it. So let's ask Auntie
there was
Carl.
problems with teachers, all sorts, wasn't there?
Yes. But that's another topic for another day. So, scenario for you, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
So, there is this woman, and she's got her best friend, who's a female, and her best friend's in a relationship with a guy. So this female, she found out that the guy was cheating on her friend, or is cheating on her friend. And she wants to go and tell her friend because she feels that her friend deserves better. And she doesn't deserve to be in a relationship with a low-vibing person and who's going to go and cheat on her. But the only problem is she herself slept with the guy a year ago. She's saying that it was a really big mistake. She knows it's something that she shouldn't have done, but now she's stuck in a situation where he can't go and tell her friend that the guy's cheating on her, because then she would have to disclose what she did a year ago, because this guy is the type of guy to say, well, she slept with me a year ago, so I don't know why she's just
so then it's going to be like, is she being a bitch because we had sex and you can't have me?
Yes.
Or would it come from a fact of being, this is principle, but then you cross a line of principle anyway? I mean, either way, it's a backhanded slap, really, isn't it? The fact of it all is, don't fuck around. Simple. That's where we need to come from, right? What does she do? Fuck. I mean, look, truth prevails. The darkness turns the light. It's gonna come out some way or not. I think either way, she's probably got to lose a friendship. That's what's going to happen, right? What do you think? I really think if she goes forward and says something in terms of, this happened with us, and I know he's continuing, she's going to lose her friend. If she turns around and says to him, I know he's done something, he's going to then throw in her face that he's happened with her as well. So she's gone out of the picture. I think that's a dead set. I mean, I hope you really enjoyed your friendship and it was worth fucking him. Guess it's gone.
Girl, go.
See ya. Not today, Satan.
Flag.
I know. Look, and if you can do that to your friend, then fuck you. I'm sorry, you ain't a damn friend from the start. No, you crossed the lines. Friendship is gone the moment you even sniffed him, or when he even sniffed her. No, I mean smell him out. And I ain't talking about opening legs and sniffing. I'm talking about generalization of noticing there's a sexual chemistry in around. Once that be noticed, you fucked it. You've kissed goodbye to your friendship straight away. It's gonna come out.
Just so you guys are aware, though, right? So to make that clear, that I'm sure you guys have all heard, Carla said it's cheating if you start sniffing, okay? If you start sniffing the person, that's already cheating, all right? Just going to throw that out there, okay? Just in case anyone missed that. If you're sniffing, it's cheating.
As soon as you have a sense of any sexual chemistry, you've changed the dynamic. You shouldn't be thinking that way. No, not when that. If you cannot think about your friend's partner in that way, off limits.
Listen. K says she should lose them both. Peely says she'd have to give herself up. She took the opportunity for a friend to make that decision a year ago. Zaza says, why does she care now? Which I think is a really good question there, Ada, right? She wasn't bothered when it was her. So it'd be jealousy, or it is jealousy, is what Zaza saying. I think that's a really good question, actually, that Zaza was actually asking. What's her motive as to why she's saying it now? Because it's not like she's saying...
bitter. This is bitter feud, isn't it?
Yeah, like, why... He cheated a year ago, so why that he's cheating now?
She already had Zaza. Zaza, I know who Zaza is. Yes, girl. She's shining. But, I just think, sorry, but no, I just think that, like, that was my response. Like, this scenario was just brought to me. Like, somebody brought it to me and she said, like, do it on a podcast. It's a cool one, isn't it? But I'm just like,
different.
Hold on a minute. You slept with my girl's man, yeah, a whole year ago. You now have found out that he's still continuing to cheat on her, but with somebody else. To me, that just sounds like you're bitter. To me, it sounds like it's jealousy. To me, it sounds like you still want him, or you still want the opportunity to do whatever it is that you want to do with him. And because the opportunity is not there and he's giving it to somebody else, I don't think it's anything about the fact that he's cheating on your friend. I think it's all about you, and you just want to fuck shit up. Now, you
do we really think this only happened the once?
Hell no.
No, I don't think so.
That's a few times.
Saying that, Peely said thank you. I'm not sure what she's thanking us for, but she said thank you. She also says all she has to do is tell her friend about her indiscretions with him. So what she's trying to say, she doesn't need to even tell her friend about him cheating with anybody else, just saying that they cheated together. Zaza says, hey boo, with a love heart. So I'm not sure if that's towards me, possibly. Zaza, my IG is DJ Sticky Fingers. You can, shout your boy.
Sticky with the cornrows.
So I'm saying. And K-Face says she ain't a friend.
No, she's a low-life bitch. She's fucked. No, she's fucked. So is he. So is he. It takes two. They're both fuckers. Nah, see ya.
Do you know what I'm thinking about? And I'm thinking, remember that song by Kelly Price? She was a friend of mine. Hey, cheese.
Yeah.
Anyway, Peely says, for my birthday wishes. Peely, I knew what it was for. I was trying to keep quiet. Yeah, I know. She's a bit slow. So Auntie Carl, what are you saying? She tell her friend? Oh, wait. K-Face says, after the sloppy seconds. Oh, wow.
Oh,
true. It's true. I mean, also, did it happen before they? I mean, there's lots of little things you can say here, but it's gonna come out. The friendship's gonna be gone. The man's gonna be gone, and who knows? She should tell her. She should own up because somebody else is gonna. She's gonna be ratted out either way.
I think
we say the man's gonna be gone. He might not be gone.
But that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that. Say it's a thing where the friend turns around and says, "No, you're just jealous," and then
you slept with my friend and you slept with somebody else. I'm sorry. If anybody wants to hold on to that person, then more fool you.
That's your business.
Literally, that is your damn business.
I've been told I need to read Milan's comment, but I can't actually see Milan's comment, so I've got to apologise there. Milan, if I missed your comment, I am so sorry, but I'm not sure which comment that is regards to. In trouble now, isn't it? See what happens. Yeah. Oh, hang on, there it is. Milan says, the man won't go. Kiss my teeth. The girl will get mad at her friend and lock her off, and she'll fix things with the guy. KMT. And K-Face says, I hate girls who just get mad at the other woman rather than their partner who cheated. Well, to be fair on that one, no, wait, no, I'll tell you what, I'm going to challenge that one.
No.
In this
you
scenario,
can't isolate that one person in the scenario. There's fucking two people there.
Yeah, there we go.
I said it. He said it for you.
You can't isolate. I hate that. I hate women ganging up on other women. There's still a fucking man in the middle that wanted to and was part of it. You can't do that shit. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Well, in this scenario, she's got to blame both in it because one's her friend and one's a partner. You never know, though. She might already know. Imagine that.
Let's hope no chlamydia gets fucking passed down the line because he sounds like he's sticking around everywhere else. You don't know. And look, any women, chlamydia can't be shown. It's not as with men. Apparently, you get more symptoms, but women don't. So hopefully nothing else. Hopefully nothing's going on. He ain't dicking around elsewhere. I mean, look, you got to look at things because chlamydia long term in women can actually prevent you from getting pregnant in the future. There's bigger things and riskier.
You know what we might find? We might find them on an episode of Maury, yeah, and he was saying, "I've got my friend and I've got my girlfriend and her friend pregnant at the same time."
You are not the girlfriend scared of gherkins as well.
You might not be the father of either of them, but that's a whole nother episode.
Oh yes.
Anyway, moving on because we've got 25 minutes to go. Hang on, before I move on back to the next topic and our final topic, just got to read Zaza's message. Zaza said, "I think when a guy is cheating or is a cheater, you always know deep down she's being portrayed by two of the closest people to her. Let's pray she sees her worth and roots both out of her life." Okay, fine. Zaza hasn't
surely you would feel
though,
the way they act with each other.
Well, there we go. Zaza hasn't confirmed that love hearts were for me, but anyway, that's a whole other conversation, a whole other day. But on Zaza's point though, right? I know everyone's points on it. I just want to make sure that it's really, like I've said it again, that I think women cheat more than men. Okay, I've put it out there before, and I'm going to say it again. All right. And
I think when
I'm on the fence there.
I don't know. I'm on the fence because I think when a woman cheats, she's done everything in her power not to.
No, get out of there. No, shoot that one down.
Not necessarily.
No, get out of there. Hoyt says, Hoyt said, I read a study, that stated 98% of men don't cheat.
Oh, stop, we can take a break. Stop. Saying facts.
I don't know, maybe we should talk about this at some point. Maybe we should have Hoyt on as a guest and discuss that, because I don't know.
There we go. And PD says that's definitely a miss, but I think she's misread what he said, possibly. So we won't worry about her comment. Lastly, the final topic is what advice would you give to your younger self? Now, I said 16 earlier, but let's go to 18. What advice would you give to an 18-year-old you? If you could go back in time and you tell yourself at 18 years of age, what would you tell yourself?
I'm going to start. Get the fuck out of the UK earlier and go to Australia. 100%. 100%. Get the fuck out of there. Best thing I ever fucking did. Get the fuck out of the UK. What an absolute shithole. Done. I'm done. I'm done.
But
now, I can't say I would say I'd be bolder. I was bold. And I definitely had a party lifestyle and I enjoyed things. I mean, there was definitely some relationships I would have said, get the fuck away from and run. And I do feel like there was some poisonous people within my life that I wish I paid more attention to. I mean, I think just being more aware in that age and that time, because people are very open and let's go and do this. I feel like when you get to your older time in your life, where I am now, 37, you definitely know a lot more. You're way more comfortable in yourself that you're not in your teens, late teens, whichever part. So I would have definitely said to pay more attention to my self-being and my intentions, and also keep people I have around me, like trust your instincts.
Okay, so Carl would have been in Australia from 18 as opposed to later in life when he went there. PD says rude. I'm not sure what she was talking about. Maybe talking about Carl who went to the UK. Maybe that's what she was referring to. Milan says start saving for that mortgage from 18, and that's it because I'm still living my best life. I'm bloody fabulous, me. As I'm reading it, but I can actually imagine Milan saying that as well. Hoyt says, so again, that's Hoyt Kwaku Timmons says, honestly, I would have continued to pursue music and I would have learned a trade instead of going to college. I've heard quite a few people say that before as well. Cher says, love that. I think she's talking about Sticky's hair, possibly. And PD says, I say, don't walk. Take the bus and avoid that nutter. That's a piece, okay? That's just a piece. Okay, I'm going to assume that she means that she was walking somewhere, got chatted up by a guy, but she could have taken the bus that day. So that's
you
my
didn't get
assumption from that
pregnant by him,
statement.
did you, babe? She didn't get pregnant by him, did she? I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
you're still the bus man, still in your life.
We don't know. We don't know. I mean, we'll leave PD's answer
Assumptions.
that one. Chidi, what are you telling an 18-year-old Chidi?
I would tell 18-year-olds to embrace your mindset, embrace the way that your mind works. Be weird and wonderful, and just love who you are a little bit more. Give yourself a little bit more time. Don't grow up so fast. And I would also, the advice me and my daughter actually spoke about this, and I said the big major thing I would say to my 18-year-old self is, you've got a gift. There's something within you that you're supposed to share with other people, and you're going to come across people who are going to take advantage of that. And it's not because it's not a case of that they're taking advantage of you on purpose. It's just that they need you. And sometimes that you might look at other people, you're going to look at other people and you're going to think that they're amazing and you're going to see magic in them. But just remember that magic is you. Remember that when you look at other people and what you see in other people is a reflection of who you are, not necessarily who they are. And I would also tell myself to just laugh more, laugh louder. And because I think one thing about it all is, when we're dead, none of this is gonna matter. Nothing. Everything in life is it's not gonna matter. So it's just how you live, how you love, the people you meet, trust your instincts, go with your intuition, and just spend more time in nature also as well. Because the world is dirt. So if you can spend more time in nature and hug some more trees.
Do you know what?
Throw an acid as well.
That's a very whole division sort of answer, isn't it? It is, isn't it? No, I like that, though. I do like that. And actually, touched upon Hoyt's point as well. I have heard quite a few people say if they go back in time, they wouldn't go to university or college. They would pick a completely different path because things that they've studied or studying isn't what they're doing now in life. So I have heard quite a few people say that. Read some of those messages. Cher says sticky. She's smiling. So I think she's finding it very sexy today. Peely says no. Talking about Carl, I think she's responding to Carl. Did that guy, that she met?
Oh, the bus.
Yeah. Talking about before. I've lost it now, but I know what she was talking about.
Well, I won't say who. If I read some more messages, I won't say who, right? But there's a lady, and Carl will back me up on this, that was talking about that she watches Fake Taxi. Now, I personally don't know what Fake Taxi is. Neither does
I
Carl.
ain't backing you up on.
You're backing me up, yeah? Carl, you backing me up. Was there a young lady? Won't say any names, but a young lady talking about that she watches Fake Taxi.
No, wait, the one that came into this discussion and mentioned Fake Taxi, and I was like, "Is this a UK thing?" I have no idea what you're talking about.
No. I did not.
Millie.
I did not
Was it
mention
Millie?
Fake Taxi. No.
No, it wasn't Millie, but I'm gonna ask Millie because Millie knows everything. Millie.
Exactly. But Chidi, was it me? Did I mention it? Was it a young lady? Or maybe a young man?
It was the young lady. I don't want to say, but it was the young lady. Yes, it was.
Okay. Point out there.
Hey, Sticky, says, what would you change?
Hold on, I'll read some more messages. Hold on. Zaza said, life is a journey. Every experience is building your character, so no regrets. Oh, love that. Also, we haven't confirmed. Zaza's yet to confirm those love hearts were for me, so we're going to assume that they were, okay? Just for the...
Not for you, Sticky.
I think they were. Cher says, yes, love that, Chidi. So important to know your wealth. Good doing. Know your worth. Self-love. Peely says, yes, Chids, the good in people you see is a reflection of who you are. And Zaza says, and the heart was for Sticky. Okay, cool, like that. Cher says, trees are life. And yeah, she said, yes, trees are life. And Cher says, Sticky's watching Fake Taxi now. Again, I did not mention it. Carl and Chili have both confirmed it was not me, okay? And Milan is saying, fake taxi, ain't that a porn thing? I don't know, okay? I did not mention it. I don't know, okay? There was, again, I'm going to say again, it was a lady. So it wasn't Chids, though. I'm going to back up Chids here. It wasn't Chids. He was the woman who said it, but it was a young lady. And that's what I'm going to say on the matter, all right?
It wasn't me with a wig on either.
But no, from you guys, though, what would you guys do if you were 18? What would you tell your 18-year-old self? What would it be?
I want to know what Sticky would tell his 18-year-old self. I know what he would say.
Yeah, I know.
He would say, grow your locks sooner.
I wish, innit? I know, struggling. We're getting there. You know what, right? My answers would be so boring. The truth is, my answer would be so boring. My answer would be absolutely nothing. I tell you why. My answer would be nothing. It's because, not to say that everything in life is perfect or I wouldn't want things to be better, but I am happy with where I am at the moment in life. Although, again, I could have much more and more things and life could be better, but I wouldn't want to give up what I have. So, but if I change anything, my thought is if I change something, tell myself anything else at 18, I wouldn't have what I have right now. And I don't think it's worth losing what I have. So it's a bit of a boring answer.
No, Sticky, do you know what? I'm looking at you so differently now, you know. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, oh, that's so nice. Like, oh, Sticks. You pulled on my heartstrings there. I need a reason to hate you again. I'm gonna find one. Trust me, I'm going to find
I'll help you. Hold on. Jamaica's the best island on the Caribbean, all right? Not this petition nonsense, okay?
I hate you again. Do you know, from the time the way you said it as well, it's just a disrespect. Don't talk. Don't say
Just
nothing.
remember, Olympics, yeah, the women, Jamaica, 1, 2, and 3 on 100-meter gold, okay? So gold, silver, and bronze, 1, 2, and 3. Never happened before.
Yeah, big up them, yeah. But at the same time, it's just the way you do it. You use it to stroke your ego, Sticky, and I got no respect for you or your ego, so you can kiss my ass, yeah? Yeah? Yeah.
Milan says,
now stay away.
There we go. Milan says, Sticks will tell his younger self to practice lift selfies from early. Now, what Milan's talking about is that I try to do these selfies in the lift. Every time I go to see the guy that does my hair, right? I always try to take a picture of it in the lift, and I swear to you, I don't know how women, mainly women, I don't know how you do these selfies in the lift. I just don't get it. I don't sure if I should look at the camera, look at the phone, look in the mirror, look at this. I took bare pictures as well, right?
Yeah. You need to go and take some lessons from Drake. Have you seen Drake's selfie that's circulating? You're talking about it. You need to go and take some lessons from him. I think you need a nice little jacket, stand in the mirror, do a little, tilt your head down a little bit. Sticky, I'm going to give you lessons. I think
I nailed it.
Oh, they're very dapper, very dapper.
I nailed it. You're welcome.
Yeah, very dapper. And the thing, what made it worse, that picture, right, again, I was talking about my forehead, the light was on the forehead, I had to crop the picture because my belly was sticking out. I was thinking, this is not happening, this is not a good look. Yeah, I know, man, it's not a good look. Cher says Milan, and she's laughing at Milan. Cher, if I were you, I wouldn't be laughing at anything because I'm coming for you as well. I must say, though, Cher's not here today, right? She did kind of join. And I must say, she was looking very good. She had the Erica Badu kind of look to her. Do you know what I mean? With the headscarf.
She was rocking
it. Bag lady and all that.
Bag lady. You're asking for a bitch slap off her.
It's going to be absolute murder next week, don't worry. But I'm here for it.
I know. Sticky be the one causing domestic violence calls now.
This was round one.
And I think I can say I won that round. Yeah? Again, she couldn't say much anyway.
She's coming.
So it's still good. I know.
She's coming. She's coming. Beware.
Fairness, you did win it, but it's only because her mic wasn't working. When her mic's back, it's going to be peak for you, Sticky. But I did want to just say something before we kind of depart. Like, to get me, obviously, so the podcast has got a fresh new name. This is episode 1. It's like different energy. There's going to be like more topics, more one-to-ones. And we're going to be doing like a lot of content in between as well. But I just wanted to say like thank you to everyone who supported us so far, like, and who have supported us over the whole time that we started the original podcast, and for anybody who's gonna still continue to support us. Do you get me? It doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm really grateful. We're going to be doing quizzes, we'll be doing giveaways, I won't be participating in quizzes sticking because you cheat and you just do ridiculous questions. But yeah, just want to keep the vibes good, keep the energy up, talk about things that go unspoken on, the things that nobody talks about. Just bring more awareness and kind of just raise the vibration. Really, that's what the whole division is about. And we have to trust the process. That's what we have to do in life. So keep going.
Communication's key.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I love that. I love all of that, apart from the part where you said that Sticky cheats. Keeping in mind, I come up with the question, so I can't really cheat. But the main cheaters, plural, for those of you join the quizzes, right, there are two main cheaters, right?
I feel like Millie's getting thrown.
Milan is cheater number one. Yeah, what Milan will do, she will have other people in the room. She'll have Alexa on as well. Then she will say, "Oh no, my quiz isn't working. I need to do it manually," and somehow win. Okay, so Milan is cheater number one. The second cheater, though, right, it's kind of goes unnoticed almost. But the second cheater is a young lady called Peely85. You might see in the comments. Okay.
Oh wow.
Now, what Peely did was, and she's done it. I think she's done it multiple times. She had mum like close by, so when there were certain questions, you could hear mum answering them. So it was like, maybe a music question or TV question, Love Island question, whatever it may be. Actually, there was no Love Island questions. I don't watch Love Island there, but whatever the question may be, and like mum popped in, and then so that's just putting it out there. Okay, so those are the real cheaters. I just make the questions. Okay, and Carl remembers some of them as well. So when I say what does Wi-Fi stand for, Carl's like, yeah.
Oh shit! I did remember. I forgot. It's gone.
Wireless fidelity, I think it is.
That's the one. Yes. Well done, Stick. Well done.
PD says the title still says True Talk Sticky. Yeah, it does actually. That's a good point. It really does. Yeah.
Why you got to swear on the podcast, though?
Exactly. Milan says, for F6 cheats, can we replace sticks? Unreplaceable. PD says, Sticky is a real cheat. How can I be a cheat?
As much as we didn't want to get rid of Sticky, we did. We 100% did. I'm not even going to lie, yeah. But we just couldn't because no one could do what he does. Like, literally nobody could do what he does. I ain't trying to read no comments. I ain't trying to do shit. I just want to talk. So we can, but don't worry. We'll just threaten him every week. And we'll just, I don't condone bullying in the slightest, but I don't know.
Well, speaking of threats, right? Milan's written on here, right? It's in bold letters as well, capital letters. Milan has put sticks. You best keep my name out of your mouth. I mean, that's not a threat. I mean, I tell you.
She wants that. She's coming for you, Stick. She's coming for
you.
I told you.
P. says lies. P. says pure lies. She says sorry. I think she's saying sorry for cheating, to be fair. I think that's why she's saying sorry.
Milan, I feel like there's a slander lawsuit there.
Definitely a lawsuit. Definitely.
Again, I mean, like they're all recorded. I mean, just to point out there.
Oh God,
oh man, I think the IG is now freezing. Oh, look at that! Love it. Anyway, it's almost that time. We've got 5 minutes left to go, and we didn't have our words of wisdom from Cher either. I mean, honestly,
exactly the 5 minutes before they were for Cher's words of wisdom, but she'll be back next week with some words of wisdom. Do you know what? I did have some backup words of wisdom, but don't ask me where they are. I
got one for Cher. Say nothing and don't get involved.
Don't get involved. Say nothing. But look at this. I don't know if you could see it. It says, I love you. Thank you for everything that you do for me, Mum. And it's from my daughter because she loves me. Probably wants many, but
I was just going to say she wants a Craig's.
So yeah, I've got one quick question. So what's our final, thought on the Auntie Carl? What we doing? What we telling the lady? What advice are we giving her?
Yes.
She's got to come clean, hey? I think she's got to come clean. I mean,
yeah, after being dirty,
you're feral. You're feral. So is he. No, you're going to be found out. Hope you ain't fucking passing around any good old STIs in the mix, and I hope you do well and do better.
There you go.
Enough
Do
said.
well. Do better. love
Well,
that.
okay, fair enough. Well, Milan says yes, Carl, 100%. So someone's being with you. PD says
That's the lawsuit.
oh yeah, that's a good point. PD says I give up. Sticky just tailor the comments to his convenience. That's not true. That's a lie. I mean, that's I don't know why. East London Kim has just joined. Welcome, East London Kim. PD says, "Oh, love hearts. Oh, love hearts. Sticky fingers. Okay, I'm cool with that. See, you know, we're talking."
Nikki, I love this new energy that you've adopted, this new thing that you're doing, where you're just catering the comments to yourself, where you're just receiving the love. Do you know what it is? It's because he's seeking the validation. He is seeking the love, the attention.
It's the new hair.
Nikki, you go and get what it is that you want. Go and get what it is that you need. I'm all for that.
Well, I'm still waiting for Zaza.
New ego.
Exactly. I'm still waiting for Zaza to, send me the DMs. It's going down the DMs at some point. PD says yes. She needs to come clean. Forget about the other girl. Just come clean.
Yeah.
It's a bit late. I mean, how would you come clean after a year? Imagine a year later, your friend tells you, you know what? I just need to tell you something. A year ago, a whole year's gone past. Back in lockdown.
I feel sorry for.
When you're supposed to be in lockdown.
Sorry for the. Oh yeah, you dirty bitch! You went against the government.
COVID is you.
She did. Serial spreader over there. Oh, but I also feel sorry for the woman in the middle because she's going to have some trust issues after this. And just be known, not everyone is as dog as that.
Samantha's dog, Oh.
Yeah. PD says she's picking up Chid and her daughter and says the hearts of a sticky. Okay, so there we go. Cool. It's all there. It's all there. It's all there. It's all in text. You know what I mean?
Go through these messages later, Chis.
Validation. Guys, it's almost that time. We've almost come to an hour. And again, before the Instagram cuts out, probably best that we say our goodbyes. Zaza says, Carl has me in tears.
She knows about Carl.
I've only had 2 coffees today. It's still early. I'm ready.
Milan says, the D must have been good to risk it for Miss Rona. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, deep man.
Point. No pun intended.
Yeah, fair enough. But look, guys, firstly, thank you all for joining and contributing and getting involved. Thank you for the love hearts, the sticky fingers. I love it as well. Don't forget, we will be back next week from 10 o'clock. We're supposed to be back from 10 o'clock. I mean, to be fair, we were ready at 10 o'clock, right? So those that you see on the screen were ready at 10 o'clock. But some of the ones you don't see on screen right now, who haven't joined on screen, we're not ready at 10 o'clock. That's why we started late. This time, it wasn't my fault, okay? So put it out there. It was not my fault.
It's a new season now, yeah. The fault's going elsewhere. It seems like it's just going to be like a different podcast member every week, and Sticky's just going to be the clean guy. Sticky's going to be the one no one can say anything to me, no one can touch me.
There you go, exactly. The only thing I didn't do was press record, but anyway, someone pressed it for me. That's the main thing. But yeah, we will be back next week, Wednesday. So remember, whole division. Remember to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, we'll see you all next week, Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Maybe a little bit late, but 10 o'clock after Love Island. 10 o'clock.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, we have stopped recording.
Oh my God, guys, that was actually really good energy,
It's still recording on mine.
Yeah, it's still recording. Sticky, I'll let you end that.
Oh no, it's recording. No, it's recording. It's recording. So I mean, it stops streaming. That's what I mean. Stop streaming.
That was good fun. I enjoyed that.
Sticky, we need to remember about recording. I'm gonna I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna put a reminder.